Well, good morning, YouTube. Louie here, and welcome to the weekend. I'm glad we made it. Let's talk about silver because we are in interesting times, and I've got an admonition for the bullion retailers. I've got some advice about American silver eagles, and I've got some things to show you that I pulled out of the stack. So let's get going. There is lots to talk about. It is truly an exciting time for silver, and welcome to all the new stackers, especially if you came by way of Reddit. You are absolutely welcome here, and the squeeze is still on. All right, let's go. Here's something I bought recently, and not to get too far into the weeds, but those of you that know me know I'm a Liberty Dollar collector. The Liberty Dollar, the Norfed Liberty Dollar, was created by Bernard von Nothaus, and he was ultimately prosecuted for counterfeiting in 2007 and sentenced to something like 70 years of prison for believing that silver was a better medium of exchange than fiat currency. And he only served a year or so, and he is back out in the open now, but he is much older. Anyway, I thought for those of you that don't know the Liberty Dollar story or don't collect Liberty Dollars, well, you're missing out on a really rich heritage for the silver community, because he kind of was granddaddy of the stackers and a little eccentric. Anyway, the Liberty Dollar is a wonderful collectible item, and I'm not going to pull out my collection right now, but this is something I bought recently which looks like a Liberty Dollar, but is not a Liberty Dollar. All right, now if you're familiar with the Liberty Dollar, you'll notice the script there where this says 25 is very familiar, because that is the same script that Bernard put on his silver rounds. So that was absolutely taken from Norfed, and it makes sense because one of his proteges, Robert Gray, left Norfed or expanded beyond Norfed to create the American Open Currency Standard, the AOCS, and you could consider that a successor to the Liberty Dollar. But it is not, and it has no affiliation with Bernard. But what it suggests is that we buy local. Let's see, we go local. What does that say? Go local, buy local. Right? So that makes a lot of sense to stay in our own backyard with our own firm currency. Anyway, when I bought this, I thought that perhaps this was related to Norfed, but I see that it is not now. I got a half ounce, which interestingly enough has a 25 on it. Now you might say 25 what? Well, had he put a dollar sign or something on there, let's see, half ounce 999 fine silver. But had he put a dollar sign on there, well, he too would have gone to jail for creating an alternate currency. Now the Norfeds, when silver really spiked, ultimately he put Bernard put a $50 face value for an ounce of silver, which was the height of the silver market. So I think AOCS utilized 25 for a half ounce, and I was also able to pick up this 1/10 ounce, which would be 5 what? Well, 5 units of tangible, dare I call it, currency. Barter is better. So if you see those out in the wild, I find them quite interesting, and I thought there was a tighter relationship with Norfed, but there is not. So AOCS, if you see those around, quite collectible. I paid like 35 bucks for this, so I just wanted it, right? All right, so let me put that aside and go check out the Liberty Dollar, guys. It is really, really cool. So I'm going to let you look at something there while I talk for a minute. Well, maybe I can unopen it. Let's see, this is the 2016 2-ounce antiqued kangaroo. Let's just take a look at that. But interesting week. Oh, wow, this comes in a nice holder, doesn't it? So there that is. Get her back into the center. Well, maybe I won't. So that is an antiqued piece from the Perth Mint. Very nicely done. Something I'll be selling. I've enjoyed it. I think it's time for somebody else to enjoy it. And convert those dollars more into bullion. And boy, is bullion having a great time. We are back up over 27 last time I checked. The miners, took a hit for a few days, but have started back up again. And, I really think the silver squeeze is on. All right, I've been watching, there's a COA. I've been watching Kitco and other news channels, and they say that there is no shortage in the 1,000-ounce bar market, but I'm hearing credible sources say that if you want to buy a large number of 1,000-ounce bars, you actually would have to wait over a month to get them. All right, so I don't know why people wouldn't want to sell 1,000-ounce bars if they had them in stock. And of course, they would they are commanding a higher premium than they have in recent memory. So, it's not that they wouldn't make money on them, guys. It's that they don't have them, right? So this goes back to the COMEX and the LBMA and so forth, but looking like some pretty credible information that the run on silver is affecting the wholesale level. And, if you don't believe me, well, go try to buy, $10 million worth of 1,000-ounce bars. You may find that difficult to do. Of course, that is a wholesale product, not a retail product. And there appears to be plenty of 100-ounce bars out in the market. So, we, the buyers, have not opted to pick up the 100-ounce bars at a $5 premium. I mean, I think that you'd be paying a lot if you paid a $5 premium for a 100-ounce bar, no matter how pretty it was. This is also the Royal Canadian Mint, as I recall. 5-ounce American Eagle from, what did that say? It's a few years ago. Let's check it out. Yeah, so, what's happening out there in the market, and let me get on to my admonition for bullion retailers. So, as I said, I welcome new stackers, and I think that Reddit, along with all of us diehards, have 200 COA. We've ignited an explosion in the demand for physical silver in the retail market. It is just we're finding it harder and harder to get. I saw a story yesterday. Oh boy, look at that. So the American Bald Eagle. I'm just blanking on the date. Look at how chunky that dude is. You can see why I bought it, right? 2014. All right, so that is, trying not to get my reflection in there, that is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. The American Bald Eagle. And I forget what I paid for this. I'm not going to go through purchase prices because all this stuff was bought when silver was so much cheaper. But that is a collector item. It is a proof. It is a high definition proof. Really nice. But that's the kind of thing I'll probably be selling here while spot price is up and demand is high. And again, doubling down on bullion. So the admonition for silver dealers, I was looking at the stories about the U.S. Mint recently, and I'm going to share one with you right now and let you know that I had predicted a couple months ago that, the early 2021 Eagles would be highly sought after because the mintage would likely be lower than demand. As you know, the mint is retooling for the new design. And all the articles prior to this said that that cutover would be in June. Well, lo and behold, I read the article I'm going to read you right now. All right, this article is from Bloomberg. Silver coins still in high demand even with drop in metal prices. It was produced on February 4th, so that is about 10 days ago, back when there was a drop back. Now, the first thing they say in this article is that the silver squeeze unraveled. Well, I'm going to call bullshit on that because, silver didn't go from 20 to 500 like GameStop. I mean, I know I owned it at 20. It went from 25 to 30 and then now is settled back in the 27s. That is hardly an unraveling. So I find this to be misinformation. Perhaps we sputtered a little bit, but 30 is the Maginot line for silver. They know it's going to be unstoppable once it breaks 30. But anyway, it talks about premiums on Silver Eagles being $7. Of course, now they're 12 or 13. It's gotten much worse. And it goes on to say that dealers can't keep up with the retail demand. Now, Bloomberg kept blocking me as I tried to read this in a previous version. So I'm just going to tell you that the upshot of this was really that the U.S. Mint has changed its cutover from version 1 to version 2 to something more like February. What they're saying now, previously they had said they'd cut over around June. Now they're saying they're going to cease production of version 1 in February. All right, and that's been corroborated now by the head of Kitco that talked to talks to the U.S. Mint. So in this article, if you can pull it up and you have access to Bloomberg without paying a bunch of money, you'll see that the U.S. Mint is changing its time frame as I thought it might. And then I also recently heard the head of Kitco say that they've already stopped production of version 1, 2021 American Silver Eagle. And I think he said the golds as well, but I'm not sure. So what I predicted would happen looks like it is happening. And stated mintage to date is 7 or 8 million. I think that could go up some more. But I do think the 21 Eagles are going to be in very high demand. And, if demand for U.S. silver coins continues like it is, we could have a 50 million year demand for silver eagles, and there may only be 10 million of the 2021s. That's why I think that they should command a higher premium, and they do command a higher premium. So, I believe that is the story for the 21s, and you might be able to find 21s for 37 an ounce. I don't know. I'm not paying that. I suggested you buy them under 30, like I did. But if you waited, I think you'd have to pay closer to 37 right now. But what they are doing is they're increasing the premiums. They have increased the premium to as much as $13, say, over at AppMax. Here is your trusted bullion retailer, right? So I think there's every reason in the world that version 1, 21 Silver Eagle will be a key date. I still believe that. But there is no reason in the world to believe that 2020 or many years before that will be key dates. And there's no reason to pay a $13 premium or even a $10 premium on a Silver Eagle that is in high mintage. So, I was looking at the websites recently. I'm going to talk about Constitutional in a minute. And this came, I think this is a $10 bag, or is it a $100 bag? I think it's a $10 bag. It came with this nice burlap sack. But there's no reason to charge those kind of premiums on the pre-21 Eagles, and I recently was looking at retailers' buyback prices, and I believe I was at Provident, and those cheapskates were only paying $2 over for the same coin they were selling for $13 over. Now, why this is a mistake, and I'm going to make an assumption here that the other big bullion retailers are also, their buyback price is a measly couple of bucks, all right, while their premiums are 13 bucks on stuff that's widely circulating, 2020 and before. I'm gonna make the assumption that they all only pay a couple of bucks over spot for Silver Eagles that they sell for 10 to 13 over spot. That is reprehensible, and that is, if you are new to this movement, then they are going to first take advantage of you, and second, disenfranchise you when you see those premiums come back down to $5 or maybe less. And then they'll be paying, a dollar under spot, probably. But if they were really interested in this movement, if they were really our friends, they would be setting their buyback premiums much higher than $2. So don't look at what they say, look at what they do. And this is why do not trust these guys, right? Look for opportunities, discounts, look for when they're liquidating, look for when they do have good deals, but don't get sucked in that just because they're charging 13 over spot, that is how it should be. It is reprehensible, and I think it's discouraging. If you're new to this and you paid $40 for a Silver Eagle, a pre-21, prepare to be really discouraged. And I would like to tell people now, before you do that, don't do that, because that's how we're going to lose people from the movement. Well, anyway, I didn't pay high premiums for Constitutional. There they are. When I stack Constitutional, I stack Mercs. Okay, that has been my go-to, and I have quarters, and I have other things that, oh my gosh, I've had since the 70s or 80s, but I like the Mercs. All right. Now, when I was buying these, you could buy Constitutional all day long for 14 times face, and I typically paid about 17 times face for Mercs. But these are, full dates, beautiful, beautiful little Mercs, and they are unsearched. And the plan was, to pass these on to the kids. However, I'm thinking about selling them. Why? Because, they're probably selling, for something close to double what I paid. Why is that? Not because spot has doubled, although, gosh, it's pretty close, but premiums have gone up on Constitutional. And the thing about Constitutional, and you have to, respect preppers, because preppers are the ones that really love Constitutional, and maybe they were the first stackers. I don't know. I wasn't stacking, back in the 70s. But the premiums on Constitutional rise and fall. They rise and fall, right? Right now, premiums on Constitutional could be as much as 30%. All right? When silver is in a downtrend, and it will hit a downtrend again someday, maybe that'll be from 50, back to 30, or I don't know, or from 100 back to 50. But when silver goes into a downtrend, the premiums on regular Constitutional, I think the numismatic value of the Mercs will bring a higher premium than regular Constitutional forever. But the premiums will shrink again, and you'll be out 30%. So if you're buying Constitutional right now, just because you just like the idea of prepping and having easily silver easy to barter, all good reasons. At some point, you're going to take a 30% haircut on the premiums. So now would be now would be a better time to be selling your constitutional and trading down for $9.99 silver at $2 over spot. Let's see, you might pay $3. That would be a 10% premium. So if you can cash in, constitutional with a 30% premium and buy back bullion at a 10% premium, then someday you'll be glad you did. So I don't even know how many are in here. Let's see. This is, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Well, that is like $10. Oh man, I got to count these. I don't think this is a $100 bag, but it's not a $10 bag. I don't know. Maybe it is a $100 bag. Shoot, I can't recall. But if it is, I think I'm going to be trading these out. My eyes are not so good, being a little bit older, so I have not searched them for key dates. But that is why I bought them to, and AppMex probably wouldn't give you any key dates anyway. But you never know. They're always finding varieties, and some dates are becoming more expensive as numismatics skyrocket, right? I mean, if you're not into numismatics as well as bullion, you're missing a whole part of the system that moves in its own way. And when spot is down, numismatics continue to trade strong. But right now it looks like numismatics and bullion are both strong. So there we go. So I thought you'd enjoy seeing those. But yeah, if you could get 30% premium, over melt for junk silver, I think I'd be trading it in. But I don't want to lose my mercs. So I got to think about that. Maybe I'll find my quarters somewhere and trade those in. All right. But shame on the retailers for charging so much for the American Silver Eagle. Now I want to talk a little bit about what happens when American Silver Eagles go into short supply. And I read you that article that said they are going to go into short supply. Now, when they come out with version 2, they're probably going to mint that in abundance, and there will be more of that first year than you could ever imagine, rendering it hardly collectible. You want one for your collection, but if you're buying monster boxes of version 2, I think you'll be disappointed on the resale value, at least for the next 20 years. So, but what happens when you can't find American Silver Eagles? Well, oh, this is so pretty. I'll tell you in 1 second. Let's just take a look at this really quick. This is Ships That Never Sailed. This is also made by the Perth Mint. Look at the beautiful wood box on that. Back in a day where they really tried to impress you to get your money, and boy, they did with this coin. This series of famous ships that never sailed, highly collectible. I think there might have been 3, and these come from fiction. And what we have here, still looks beautiful, is the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I don't remember the other 2 ships, but this is a little collector coin that I just loved. I'm not going to pull that out of there. It'd take too much time. Okay, so look at that. What a great product. I'm not sure what those are selling for these days, but I might sell that as well. It's the kind of thing I'm trying to reduce in my stack and get more back to the saleable bullion, the tradable bullion. Oh, I forgot to tell you that watched a video from Vertical Stacker. I'll put a link to his channel. It's a fairly new channel, but he was talking about the value of American Silver Eagles, and he is trying to trade out some of his eagles that he bought at much lower prices for American Gold Eagles or other gold. He's been calling all the LCSs. Anyway, oops, I did that Anyway, he has been able to transact trades of American Silver Eagles for gold at 50 to 1. 50 to 1, guys. All right, that's what LCS is, if you're a good negotiator, can pay. 50 to 1 GSR, US coin for US coin. Well, he said it's harder to get the Eagles, so I think he did trade for a Crew Grand. So that's a step down in quality, but 50 to 1. So don't give your bullion back to APMEX and Provident at $2 over spot. The GSR for American Silver Eagles is 50 to 1. All right, put that in your pipe and smoke it. I gotta make sure this doesn't flop around in here. Just wonderful. So what happens, or I should say, I don't want to sound like I know everything, but after doing this for about 10 years, I've seen enough to know what happens next. And it may seem like it's a wild-ass guess, but it's based on observations, close observations, because this has been my primary hobby for 10 years, over time. So what happens when American Silver Eagles go into short supply? As in, you can't get them. As the head of Kitco said the other day, they're going to stop selling the version 1 here pretty soon. Well, people turn to, I don't have one handy, but they often turn to the America the Beautiful series, ATBs. Ooh, here's something big and pretty. I wonder what that is. The America the Beautiful series, they typically could have been purchased for $4 over spot, $3, $5, something like that. Very much like an Eagle. And they don't always command high premiums. But when you can't get Silver Eagles, the ATB 5-ounce coins are your next move. Looking for US coins that are easily transferable, sellable, etc. Check out the ATBs. I'm just going to do a search on premiums for ATBs here. It hasn't happened yet. In other words, we haven't run out of Eagles yet. But if and when it does happen, look for ATBs to be the next target for high premiums. And if you buy them at a low premium, even if you're paying, buying when silver spot is, oopsie, oh, come on now. Even if you're buying when silver is 27, when they become hard to get, then, you can sell them. You can trade them 50 to 1, man, maybe. I don't have that many ATBs, but I know some people collect them in earnest, and some versions are actually numismatic value now, like the Hawaiian volcano, etc. By the way, did you know that Bernard von Nothaus, going back to the beginning of the video, was once the director of the Royal Hawaiian Mint, or the chief engraver of the Royal Hawaiian Mint? And if you are familiar with his images, you'll see that some of those images he took from when he was in Hawaii. Look at that. This is the original Goddesses of Olympus series. Again, look at the quality of that box. I think these were a couple $100 when they first came out, maybe 180 or so. But the quality, it's only 2 ounces of silver, but this is little old Aphrodite. The Goddesses of Olympus series was second to the Gods of Olympus, the first one. So it was a spin-off to some extent, but these were highly desirable. I think some of these sold for upwards of $500. Oh, I should probably show you the reverse on that. Wonder if it'll pop out. You can handle an antique coin, and Perth Mint really cut their chops on these antiqued coins. It's a great presentation of silver. And this is from 2015, Tuvalu. Give you a close-up on that. Again, the kind of thing that I probably am going to start parting with. Rather sell it at retail than give it to the kids. And, I have so many collector coins. I'm paring down the herd a little bit here. But boy, that's a beauty. I forgot about that one. I don't know if I have any of the Gods of Olympus left. They sold for some people sold the 3-coin sets for $1,000 back in the day. Man, good money was made on those collector coins. Speaking of collector coins, as my video gets long in the tooth here, let's see, did I do that wrong? Speaking of collector coins, if you follow me on Twitter, I haven't tweeted much lately, but I did tweet that the gold Libertads are in the wild now. You can buy them on eBay from EMK Germany. You can go directly to Germany and also buy them unless they've sold out already. The proof golds, the mintage is only 250, right? So get on over to EMK if you're interested in buying those. I bought my proofs off of eBay. However, they charged me shipping on every coin, like $60 shipping on every coin. And then they even charged me some kind of a euro-based tax of $100. I don't know what the hell that was. There's conversion fees, so it got quite expensive buying on eBay. Maybe if you went directly to EMK, especially if you're going to buy like the $8,000 proof set with all fractionals, you know, from 1 ounce all the way down to 1/20th. I'd probably call them directly to do that. But you know, the proof Libertad golds, whoa, hot. If you want that, buy that right now. Do not wait. You'll pay way too much for it, but you won't be able to buy them here in a little while with a mintage of 250. I'm just saying. Now you may want to go for the BUs, and you'll pay less. But I chose the proof. I chose the proofs over the BUs. They also have some of the 5-ounce silver proofs for sale in the 300s range, maybe 400 by the time you load on all their stupid fees. Anyway, check that out and watch the retailers. Watch AppMex. Watch LPM Hong Kong. I do every morning, sometimes several times a day. Search every retailer in the world for Libertads. The gold Libertads. God, I might even have one here. Well, do I? Hold on one second. Nah, those are kangaroos. The gold Libertads, man, what a hot coin. If you get a good deal on them, then I'm sure you'll find a buyer easily. If you want to hold it for the collection, recognize you're holding something that is with a super high premium. All right, so I'm going to try and do a video tomorrow as well, because Carl Yushenka, a very astute contributor to my channel, has come out with a new theory, a new analysis, and I told him that I would try to present that for him about trading the ratio. Well, no, I'm sorry. His book is Trading the Gold to Silver Ratio, and I believe that he's probably made a fortune doing that. Anything else in here? So many things to show you. Gosh. Oh, here's something I can do while I talk. He trades the ratio, man. He wrote the book. Trading the Gold to Silver Ratio. You guys into the anniversary kookaburras? Anyway, just a little background about Carl. He recently told me that when silver plummeted, into the 12s or whatnot, he went heavy on SLV, right? Well, we were all shaking in our boots. Well, some of us, I know I was. I was not buying anything down there because our world had been rocked. But the smart thing to do for those that had their wits about them, unlike me, was to load up on paper silver, which he did. So this guy is a smart guy, right? Take advice from smart guys. That's my opinion. This is an anniversary kook, 1990 to 2015. This must be super thick, high relief. This was a high premium coin in its day. I don't know what those sell for today, but isn't that gorgeous? Just a little guy. 1 ounce, a Piedfort. I used to call them Piedforts. That's nice. Again, the kind of thing I'm probably going to sell. All right. So yeah, I'll try to do a video tomorrow about the gold to silver ratio, but that's not what this is about. Sorry, I keep saying that. This is about he's been examining the relationship between fiscal stimulus and silver spot price, and he's got some things to show you about that. So you know, perhaps it will portend well for the future. I'm certainly not selling anything. Well, you know what I'm selling, but I'm not selling bullion to speak of. If I am, I'm reinvesting that in other collector coins or bullion. I did buy some more stuff recently, but everything's on a long ship date. I don't know when I'll get any of the stuff I bought recently. So, you know, I'm optimistic about silver prices. I believe that the SLV, I'm sorry, I believe that the squeeze is still on. It's in the physical market. It's all around the world. I think they're rattling in their boots right now. And I do not think that they can push the price down much further. Because if JP Morgan and others that do that kind of thing do that now, what will happen is that will only cause the retailers to increase premiums further. That will increase demand as people look for cheaper bullion. It'll increase requests for delivery on COMEX. At the same time that industry is firing back up. You know, they don't dare do another smackdown. We're on to them, and if they smacked it back down again below 20, I just don't think it would end well. I think it would ignite the next move up to 50. So I think what they're trying now is just to keep it under 30 as good as they can, traveling in a range here, hoping the high premiums discourage people from buying, and they should, from buying the wrong thing. But you don't always have to pay high premiums on everything. If you look around and you want to add weight, there are ways to do that for 3 over spot. Okay, so that's my parting shot with you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Louie signing out.